Okay, so my name is Tim. This is my first video, and this is for the PsycheDerek food entry. So, if you're gonna make food, first you gotta plant some seeds. And then after you got the seeds planted, you might grow some ultimate spinach. This is a bootleg recording from 1967, and it was this bootleg was made in 2013 out of Greece, and it's on the Keyhole label. So yeah, this is a pretty good album. It's like a little. It seems like it's before their first album came out, because on side one, it's more kind of like pop songs. They have "Hey Joe," and then "Get Together." Yeah, so some covers, and then on side two you have the hits, "The Hip Death Goddess" and "Mind Flowers." So yeah, that was a pretty good one. Also, if you plant some seeds, you could grow some grapes with Moby Grape. This is a dollar bin find, and if you can see, there's like a little bit of mold here, and I haven't cleaned it, but yeah, the record's in good shape. And the interesting thing about this record is, I think it's the last track on here. There's a voice comes over and says to turn the table to 78, and I thought it was a joke at first, but you actually have to change your turntable speed to 78 to play the last track. So yeah, that's Moby Grape. Here's Nucleus, Crack an Egg. This is a band from Toronto. It's got kind of like a biker label there. That's why I took a chance on this one. It was only $6. This is a reissue. But yeah, it's not a bad album. Just some like psych. So alright, after that you can drive around and look for some critters to eat. Yeah, so this is like some garage psych, but this is another reissue. Yeah, this album's from 1968. Alright, since it's hot out this time of year, you can go to a carnival to eat. Got Lee Michaels, just some regular psych here. Yeah, anyways, yeah, this is a pretty good album. This guy was in the band Family, I think, and this is like a solo album from either 68 or 69. Alright, and then after that, you can have an orange with orange-colored sky. It shows an orange on the back there. Some West Coast sunshine pop. Alright, and then if you're looking for a place to eat, you can check the yellow pages. And yeah, so this is, I'm pretty sure everyone knows, some nice garage psych. This is on the Uni label. And then if you find a place to eat while you're waiting for your food, you can go check the foundation of the place. Another Uni album. This one has the hit, what is it? Baby Now That I Found You, I think. Yeah, it's on the oldies station all the time. So yeah, this is a pretty good kind of like this is more kind of like soul, not really psych, but it's on the Uni label, so I had to get it. On the turntable, We got Ravi Shankar, the exotic sitar sound. Yeah, I couldn't pass this one up with the cover, so I had to get that. Alright, and then when you're out to eat, you can get some rabbit with Rabbit McKay. Bug, what is this? Bug Cloth. Yeah, another album on Uni. Yeah, this is more kind of just like some folk. I thought this would be some like super crazy psych, judging by the album cover front and back, but yeah, it's just more kind of some folk music, but yeah, it's not that bad. Okay, you could also get some lamb, or maybe if it's an exotic restaurant, some tiger with the East Side Kids. Another Uni release. Just some real straight psych. Also, if you're feeling generous, you can go to a food shelter and do some charity. This one too's on the Uni label. It says it's $10. This one was actually $8. It's pretty good, kind of loungy psych. Alright, and then if you're gonna have dinner, you should have some dinner music with the Rotary Connection. Yeah, this is probably one of my, their second album. I picked it up for $5, and that's like definitely one of my favorite kind of psych albums. It's more kind of, it's kind of like the Hair soundtrack. I think it's pretty cool. This one's a little bit more like soul and some blues. I got Stormy Monday closes side 1. This came out in '69, I believe. Anyways, it's on a orange and pink cadet label. I really like this label and take a chance on some of these bands when I see them. So yeah, and then if you're out to eat, you can get some trout. This came out in '68, I'm pretty sure. This is just, I think it was a studio band, but not for certain. I just this was only like $3 or $4, and it looked pretty psych. It's on the MGM label. So yeah, some trout. Since you've been listening to a lot of psych, you probably want to take some mushrooms with Timothy Leary here. This is a 2018 reissue of this album. It's mostly just spoken word with some kind of like sitar stuff like the background. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this comes on like the ugliest vinyl I got. It's just kind of a weird pour there, and the guy making this must have tripped or something, because yeah, that's pretty bad looking if you ask me. Alright, so then if you like hamburgers, you're gonna have to get some cows. Cow Sills. This is a good, I don't know, this is really good. It's kind of like the Beach Boys, except like it's all these kind of like young kids. I think that guy is even like 9 years old. I'm not for certain, but I mean, I think this is a really, really good album here. Includes the hit Indian Lake, which I don't remember hearing, but yeah, overall, this is a really good album. Also, speaking about cows, I got this comp Surfing in the Midwest. So yeah, I'm in the Midwest, and this is just surf rock from the 60s, and yeah, definitely, this came out in 1985. Yeah, there's a group on here called the Bleach Boys. I think they're from North Dakota. But yeah, it's just some Midwest interpretation of surf music, which really just sounds like surf music. Alright, so if you already ate a cow and you're sick of that, you can try some Elephant with Elephant's Memory. This is on the Buddha label. Yeah, this is a really cool album, New York Psych. It's kind of like the Rotary Connection I showed, but it's more, got more jazz elements. But this is like, so this album, I basically just started collecting in January. And this one I saw someone show, and I really had to have it, and I was really jacked when I found this. And I think it was only like 25, and yeah, it's a really good album to check out. Alright, and then if you want to fantasize, you can have some Unicorn with Peter Grudzin. I don't exactly know how to say that, but this is like a really good, this was a private press, I believe it's in the Acid Archives, but this is a 2-album set, a reissue. The first album is the Unicorn, and then the second one is the Garden or something, but both like, yeah, really good, kind of like lo-fi country. But yeah, if you haven't heard this, I'd check this out. It's pretty good. Alright, and then you'll probably get a little thirsty after eating, so you can go moonshining with Junior Samples. This is, I think, from 65, but I'm not for sure on that. But this guy, this was a $4. This was only $4, and I mean, it looks like it was in the experimental / spoken word section. So I figured this had to be something interesting. It's not that bad. It's I guess I'd call it like Appalachian avant-garde, because there's a lot of kind of like weird jokes, and this guy was like on a TV show called Hee Haw. I haven't tried to look into that too much, but yeah, it's kind of like yeah, there's like it's kind of like the Timothy Leary album, except they're playing like banjo in the background instead of a sitar with someone speaking. So yeah, that's not a bad one. Alright, and if you had so much food you want to chew some gum to get kind of some of that excess pieces out, with the 1910 Fruit Gun Company. I think this came out in 68 or 69, but this is like one of their more psychedelic albums. It's got some organ and you know, some tenor sax, trumpet, and clarinet, some horns in there. So this is kind of like some more psychedelic soul. I don't think there's any bubblegum on this one, but yeah, this was only like $3, I think, so I had to pick that one up. If you don't like gum, you can have a lollipop here with the Rainbow Folly. This is a really good album. This is definitely in like my top 5 of like favorite psych albums right now. It's got kind of like a lo-fi, kind of amateur feel. This came out in 68. So yeah, unfortunately this one is a reissue, but I saw it and it was only like $15, so I had to like snatch it up. This one has a pretty cool looking vinyl. It's got psychedelic swirl there, so yeah, it's pretty cool to watch that spin. on the turntable. Let's see, and I think this is the last one here. Yeah, so, and then you'll have some dessert with the vanilla fudge and Renaissance. This is the only album of theirs that I own right now. I really like it though. This was only $4 too. And yeah, this is really psychedelic. It's got a lot of organ, a lot of yeah, just some heavy stuff on here. It's kind of, I guess, maybe a little like Iron Butterfly, but I really enjoyed this album, and I've seen their other albums, and it looks like they have like a lot of covers, but I'll probably just still check them out just based on how much I like this one. So yeah, alright, that was my entry for PsycheDerek's food contest. So yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.